NetBackup terminology. Every tool has its different terminologies. When we call in one tool, when we call it as policy, in other tool we call it as groups actually. In some of the tools we call it as jobs, and some of the tool we call it as backup this thing. So different terminologies we have. So we'll be talking about the NetBackup terminologies and what are the NetBackup features, which is being are the unique features for NetBackup other than different tools in the market. And we'll be talking about catalog backup. This is the main important backup for cat. What is catalog backup? What are its features? Why it is useful in the NetBackup? Okay, so these are the topics will be covered in this NetBackup. Why should we need a backup? Why it is needed? And why should we take a backup? Right. Usually, why do we take
Yes.
the name itself is called as the backup? Why do we need a backup during a disaster recovery or when something goes wrong or when your OS is corrupted or due to a power shutdown or something happens and the files get corrupted? So we need a backup of the important files. We don't need complete backup, but yes, we do need backup of the important files or regular files or something which has to be backed up on a regular basis. Now, backup can happen weekly backup, a daily backup, or a monthly backup, or an yearly backup. Now, in the market, still these tools exist. We have three types of backups actually: backing up on disk, backup on tapes, and backing up on clouds actually. Now, NetBackup can back up on disk, NetBackup can back up on tapes as well, and NetBackup can back up even on cloud. So basically, NetBackup is a source. That's it. So it can even store data, and it is also a source of a backup. Now, when
Yes.
we talk about other tools, when we talk about Omar in recent times, from when we are talking about other tools, just an example, I'm taking an example in the NetBackup like Omar. It's a Dell product, and till 7.5 used to store data actually. Omar also used to store data called as nodes. After which, Omar has introduced an AV, Omar Virtual Edition, in which Omar is a software which can be deployed on one of the vCentral or a VMware, and it can back up things. The main why it is getting backed up is because of its unique feature called deduplication. We'll talk about deduplication also in NetBackup, how it works. This is about backup. Now, when we are backing up, now every project or every certain thing, whatever we start or storage or you take about storage or installing an OS or anything, have few challenges. When we are talking about backup perspective, yeah, there are few challenges involved in it. What are those few challenges? See, I have to back up a data with minimal application and user disruption. So when we are trying to back up, the user shouldn't get disturbed, right? For suppose I'm
Yes.
working on an Excel sheet and the backup window has started. What happens when the backup window is started? Or when I'm working, that window will not trigger the backup because it says that the file is already in use. Have you gone through this error? The file is already in use, it cannot be backed up. Because the user is already modifying the data or editing the data, so it cannot be backed up, the snapshot cannot be taken into consideration. Okay, I must minimize downtime and data loss during the failure and outage. So minimize the downtime of data. What is minimize the downtime of the data? What is the important data and how fast I can recover the data as soon as possible? Now, for
Yes.
suppose you have somewhere around your complete data, you have images, you have MP3 files, you have movies in your laptop. Everything is being backed up. System state backup is there. Everything is there, and you want to restore complete with OS system state backup. Do you think all these large files are important for you when you're trying to restore the data? No, right? What are the
No.
important files? Your system set backup is the most important thing. What you have to been backed up, right? The changes in that, the softwares in that should be backed up or restored at a certain time of outage, right? That is the
Yes.
main challenge once again. I need to manage backups and restores easily and centrally. This is one of the key point where a backup administration to take place actually. So for suppose you have around 200 or 300 clients and you schedule all at evening 6 o'clock. What happens? Usually what happens in your mindset, what happens when all the 200, 300 jobs start at 6 o'clock? What happens?
If we start on that those clients, means it will take more time to take the backup.
So, okay, it will take more time. Okay, let it take. It will run, right?
It will run, and yeah, it will be run, and if one backup is completed, then another one will be triggered like that. It will happen.
Yeah, backup will go in queue. That is fine. Client says, okay, no issues, no problem. Backups are in queue na. They will start, right? You'll say yes. They will start,
Yes.
and it goes on. I'll tell you what will happen. First thing, backups will go into queue. There is a timeout. After 5 minutes, every backup tool has a timeout for a queue.
Yes.
After
Yes. Yes.
the timeout, the backups get failed. Running
Yes.
200 to 300 backups at a time is a challenging thing. And one more thing, what happens is CPU utilization on NetBackup. When you trigger all the backups, 200 to 300 backups, when the NetBackup will send a request to the agents at a time, what will happen? There will be a CPU utilization high, your NetBackup goes
Yes.
down. So we need to plan accordingly. What is the time interval of the backups? Okay, first 30 backups, 6 to 7. Next 50
Yes.
backups, 8 to
Yes.
9.
Yes.
So basically, you have two windows actually. In every backup tool, you have two windows. One is schedule window, and one is which one? Garbage window, maintenance window. We call it as maintenance window.
Maintain. Yeah.
In the maintenance window, what happens is your retention period, what are the backups been expired, they'll be getting deleted, pointers get refreshed. Your net backup, your net backup can also be backed up, right? Your net
Yes.
backup also should be backed up. What are the backups that has been taken for today? It has to be keeping a reminder, right?
Yes.
So these are the challenges involved in the backup.